Hi, everyone. My name is Mike Haltman, and I would like to welcome you to the Long Island Elite Member Spotlight. It's a phenomenal group of about 80 professionals, and today we are honored to have as our guest Michelle Blum, also goes by the name NutrishMish. And I believe that your tagline is "You are how you eat," but we can get into that in a little bit. Welcome, Michelle.
Hello, how are you?
All good, all good. So you started your journey on nutrition at a young age, correct?
Yes.
So you were what, about 16, I believe?
Like last year when I was 18. No. So
That's funny. So we're the same age. That's great.
yeah, I thought we were the same age. Yeah. So I was always into nutrition and I did go to school for it. And I started NutrishMish when I was 23. And I worked for one company prior to that. But yeah, I started NutrishMish, but I was very young and didn't know very much about business, but figured it out.
Apparently you did, because I understand that you are kind of like a TikTok sensation.
We did pretty well on TikTok. Yeah. It's like, yeah, we did pretty well on it. We have a couple of followers.
Oh, that's fantastic. And so you do a couple of followers is 50,000 or so,
Yeah.
which
Yes.
is, I don't think that's that easy to do. So you must offer something that people really can use and that they really benefit from. So,
Yeah.
oh, go ahead.
Oh no, I was just gonna say, we just try to take something that could be a little bit complicated, like nutrition, and make it so that people can understand it and apply it for themselves.
Well, I know, so I've at different times during my life, I've had battles with weight, and I know that there's a million different programs out there. A lot of them are, buy food, buy powder, make shakes, and, basically you wouldn't be, once you stop the diet, you're not going to really be using the food and the shakes. So it's not reality. It's not really changing a lifestyle. So talk a little bit about how you approach it.
Yeah, so what you're describing, I call that more like weight manipulation. So there's a million programs out there and they'll all help you lose weight if that's kind of like your only goal. The problem is that 9 times out of 10, you're going to gain it back. So I think the last time I checked the stat was that 95% of people that go on any commercialized diet program will gain the weight back within a year. So it only has a 5% long-term success rate, which is pretty crappy. So, we have all these people that are maybe unhappy with their weight, or maybe it's affecting their health. And, they're spending all this money because it's expensive and time and energy to get it to a certain place. And then it only has a 5% chance of lasting. So it's a pretty kind of shitty system that we have.
Right.
So
I think I was supposed to beep that word, but that's okay.
That's fine. I mean, if you know me, if you watch any of my content, I don't censor. So I apologize for anyone who might be offended.
It's great. It's fine. It's fine. I think we're adults here.
I think so, yeah. So what we do is we really focus on habit change, and we have this kind of framework, this blueprint that we've used and refined over the past 10 years. Now you guys know my actual age. So we have this blueprint that we've refined over the past 10 years. And the whole idea is when we were looking at a program for people, it's always customized, of course, but it's with the same kind of foundation and principles. And what we tell our clients is we're looking for 3 things. We're looking for, one, is the way that you're going to be eating better than you're currently eating, because otherwise, you're not going to see a result from it. Number 2, do you like the way that you're eating? And 3, can you stick to it forever? And if one of those things are missing, you're very likely to gain the weight back. So we kind of like use that as our kind of framework for making sure that what we're telling someone to do is going to be applicable for them long term.
So now every client who comes to you with their program is individualized.
Yeah, so we have the same framework, and then we have the ability to customize it, because not everyone has the same problems. Sometimes people come in and the traditional problem is they're overeating, right? So it would be more of like a quantity problem. But sometimes people come in and, they're like, oh my gosh, I'm eating the perfect amount of calories. I don't get why I can't lose weight. And it's maybe more of like the structure of their meals, or maybe they have like a mindset issue around food, or maybe their quality of food isn't good. So everyone comes in with different problems, but our system allows for customization within like the parameters of it. So everyone coming in is going to get the same experience, but it's all going to be customized. So it's going to meet their needs and make sure that they see the results that they want.
That's great. And do you combine it with working out, with exercise, or you're strictly on the food side?
So we touch on it. We encourage our people to get in the habit of exercise when they're up to that. But I didn't want to dilute it. I have 2 undergrad degrees. My first one's in exercise physiology, but I didn't want to like dilute what we do. So like it's not something that I wanted to really just make NutrishMish about nutrition. I didn't want to do like all the other things. So we touch on it, and we encourage our clients to get into, a habit of exercise, and we encourage our clients to, move and do all those things, but we don't stress it as much. We really just focus on the food and the nutrition part of it.
So what does the program look like? Somebody reaches out, says, I need help. And now what's the process?
So the first thing we're trying to do is kind of figure out where their strengths and weaknesses are. So that way we kind of know like what to hone in on. And then what we do is once we kind of like hone in on it, and what's really big to me is making sure the clients like understand like how nutrition should be applied to them. And they really understand, because it could be a very confusing field. Like one day eggs are great for you and then they're not. So we kind of hone in so that, we're on the same page as our clients with, okay, this is where you are and this is where we're going to have you be. And then we really put all the focus on the process. I think a lot of times people tend to focus on the weight, which is like the symptom. It's not really like the problem. And when you're trying to get from point A to point B, but you're just so focused on getting to that weight number, a lot of times you can get there in ways that are not super effective. So we really put a lot of emphasis on the journey. And then our barometer, if we're doing the right thing or not, is off the weight. Or if somebody comes to us and it's not weight, it could be their blood pressure, their cholesterol, like whatever reason that they're coming to us. And then all of the changes that we make are in a progressional kind of format. I think a big mistake that people make when they're trying to make changes to their eating habits is they go from 0 to 60. So they go from like, eating cheeseburgers and french fries and milkshakes to like grilled chicken and salad and egg whites. And it's too dramatic of a jump, and it's not something that they can actually like stick to. So our whole thing is based on improvement. So like similar to like high school, where you do like freshman year, then sophomore year, then junior year, then senior year. So it's like a natural progression. People can actually stick to it, but they're seeing results the whole time.
So you take a holistic approach, you look at the entire person. And how many people do you have that you work with, or who work for you? How big is your team?
So right now I have a team of 3, and they're amazing. We're actually hiring right now, so soon to be 4. And we have a couple hundred people active at any given time. That's kind of always been the case. We have 4 locations on Long Island right now, and obviously we have a lot more virtual people. So, during the pandemic, we really set ourselves up to be virtual. We got an app, we got a whole online platform developed for us. And it's been great because now we can help people like all over the country. So I have clients all over now, which is very cool. And that's what I really love doing, because I feel like nutrition and weight loss is something that's such a burden to people, and it's something that they need, but like it's like no one's like, yeah, diet, like the whole thing, it's not something people look forward to doing, and that's that's not what we're doing. We're not, teaching people how to diet. We're teaching people how to eat right for them for the rest of their lives, and to take that burden off of them. Like I just had somebody say to me yesterday, like, this program completely changed my life. And I get emails and texts like that all the time. And
it's incredibly gratifying.
Yeah, it's very rewarding. And, now that we can expand our reach, it's really exciting.
So while you're somewhat on the younger side, listen, I have to, absolutely. So you're doing something that you love, you're doing something that you have a passion for, and you have created quite a program. And I think you should be congratulated for that.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that.
So for anyone watching this who says, you know what, that sounds a lot better than the things I see online or the things I see on TV, how does somebody get in touch with you?
So you can give us a call if phones are something that people still do, or text us. Our business number, it's 516-813-6698. You can also shoot me an email at michelle@nutrishmish.com, and that's with 2 L's. And then you can also follow us or DM us on any of our socials. So on Instagram, we're at NutrishMish, TikTok, we're at NutrishMish, pretty much anywhere at NutrishMish you can find us, or you can go to our website, which is nutrishmish.com.
Is NutrishMish a copyrighted name?
Of course it is.
Very smart. So I'm going to step out of my comfort zone here. I'm going to try and share my screen, and let's see if I succeeded. Can you see that?
Oh, yeah. There you go.
All right. So this is Michelle's website, as you can see on top, NutrishMish.com. I would recommend to anyone who's looking to get into the kind of shape that they're looking to get into to 100% check it out. So fantastic, Michelle.
Thank you so much for having me.
Well, we're not done yet.
I'm
So
just
now,
kidding. Well, thank you anyway, but thank you. Yeah, yeah.
of course. So now, I just wanted to touch on Long Island Elite. You've been a member for a long time, I believe.
Yeah, I joined Long Island Elite when I was, I probably was 25.
Okay. And I remember when I came as a guest a long time ago, and I was, I think, aged out, because at that time there had been, I think, 40 or under was the age. There's no longer an age qualification, but I was very impressed at the time by the fact that the group is about philanthropy. It's also about developing business, and it's also got a group of some really terrific professionals. So, what drove you once you joined? How has the group worked for you?
So it was funny. I found out about Long Island Elite because I had one job before I started NutrishMish, and my boss at this job, it was at a gym. My boss at this job, there was like a little bit of a discrepancy or whatever, and he ended up letting me go, but he felt bad about it because he knew I was great. Just kidding. So he felt bad about it. So he actually was president of Long Island Elite at the time. So he messaged me one day. He's like, hey, he's like, my networking group, he's like, I need a speaker for it because our speaker just canceled. He's like, can you put together like a quick presentation about nutrition? So I was like, yeah. And he's like, and these are like top-notch people, so like don't mess it up. I was like, all right, fine. So I ended up going, I ended up speaking, and then I ended up meeting a lot of people there and joining. And when I first joined, I was very young. I was very intimidated by everyone. But
Stop saying you're very young. It hurts my feelings.
I mean, this was a few years. This is like 8 or 9 years ago.
Okay.
So I was very intimidated by, everyone in the group, but like everyone just welcomed me with such open arms. And I've made lifelong friends. Half of the group was at my wedding when I got married. Like everyone, it really just becomes like a group of people that help you in business, B, like really kind of like became a group of mentors for me at that time. And then got me into the philanthropic work, which I wasn't really involved in before. So I'm super grateful for Long Island Elite and all the connections that I've made. And it's a one of a kind group. I've dabbled in other networking groups and things like that before, and it just doesn't compare.
Doesn't cut it. So for anyone who's looking to grow, whether through business, whether through philanthropy, whether through learning how to deal with people, you would recommend Long Island Elite.
Yeah, they say your network is your net worth. And that was one thing that when I first started, I didn't have, I didn't have a group of people that I could come to when everything was, going crazy as an entrepreneur. Or I didn't have a sounding board. I didn't have any of that. So Long Island Elite really did serve that role for me, when I needed it. And, if you're looking to meet people that are really just an amazing group of people and can help you with business and even in your personal life, like it's definitely a unique group in that way where, the business definitely, but like the personal relationships, it's pretty amazing what the group has become.
It's a go-to resource.
Yes, definitely.
Many parts of life. Now that's fantastic. And once again, Michelle, I really thank you for coming on. Just a full disclosure, I'm an interim host until Mitch Goldberg comes back.
And you're doing a great job. You're killing it. You're doing great.
Well, thank you. But Mitch is the man. So thank you. And I'm now going to try and get us out of here. So the next thing you see is probably